And 3, 2, 1. Boom. And we're back with another episode of Scrad Gamers. This episode is sponsored by Zenreal Clothing Co. Pick up your tees and or accessories at zenrealclothingco.com. Or if you'd like to not spend the money, just pick up or just check out the free Zenreal radio also on zenrealclothingco.com. Okay, so you're watching a show right now, right? Called it's I forget the name, but it's like future time travel, something like that. Like that Russian show?
Oh, you mean German show?
German show, yeah, okay. So it is about time travel, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Raul,
Yeah.
Ravi's friend. So shout out Raul. You're probably listening to this right now. Shout out you. He was like, you guys should talk about like time travel,
Okay.
because of the show that you're watching and he's watching. And I was like, I didn't watch the show, so I don't actually know what it's about. But all right, so you want to drop a little premise on it, and then we'll just talk about time travel, because he's like, I'd really like to know your thoughts
Of the show?
no of time travel.
Of time travel?
Yeah, the ability of time travel. I was like, this is an easy one. This is just like, no, it doesn't work. Like, but we can get into it.
Oh, you mean like, does it actually work in reality?
Yeah, like how it would work. Because like in the show, he was saying something
Well,
about
technically, it can work.
Okay, we'll get into it in a sec. All right, but so the premise of the
Well, I
show,
don't know.
what's the show even called? It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
so-
called Dark.
Dark, yeah, okay, that was the thing. Yeah, dark. All right, so, well, what's the show about? I don't actually know.
Time travel.
That's it? Okay, so the show about time travel. All right, cool. So,
Well, it's trying to stop the. Well, it's season 1 and they made it like 3 seasons.
okay.
So they had a full-on story idea.
And they
knew how
planned it.
to end it. Yeah,
All right, that's cool.
they planned it through. They knew how to end it.
Oh, is
So,
it worth watching? Is it like dubbed, though? I'm not a big fan of dubbed things. I mean,
if
no,
I'm
sorry,
eating,
no.
I'm
Is it,
watching dubbed.
no, not dubbed, sorry. Is it, what do you call that? Subtitle? Because I only prefer dubbed. I don't like to read anymore.
Oh yeah, they do dubbed.
Okay, that's cool. And is it worth watching? Like, you'd say it's like something I'd be into, or no?
I don't know. For me, I've always liked time travel stuff.
Okay.
It's always something that intrigued me because it's like you can really mess up the story with time travel. Like you really have to think about everything,
Okay, yeah, true, totally. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
or it really gets messed up.
But you're talking about like the story arc.
Yeah,
Okay,
for any.
but we're not talking about
anything.
actual time travel, because there's like many movies that covered this.
Yeah.
There's like the Butterfly Effect. That was the first thing I thought of.
Yeah.
This thing, MCU did it,
Yeah.
right? So
Everyone gets involved in. Yeah.
right, yeah. So it's like, okay. First off, is time travel possible? You say it is.
Yeah, technically.
Okay, but like
Theoretically,
how?
I would say
Alright,
theoretically.
so how would that work? I just can't imagine it. Like,
Theoretically, I don't know if we can do that in reality.
okay, what is like black holes jumping through wormholes? Something
Yeah,
like that?
things like that. Like if you look at Interstellar, kind of really talked about it.
Oh, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, Interstellar did do that, but see, what they did in Interstellar was like just 2 speeds of time. It's
Yeah.
not really time travel.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like what rate
2
do
levels
you?
of yeah, exactly.
What rate do you age at?
Yeah.
And experience time at?
Yeah.
So that's like dependent on gravity.
Yeah.
But like in terms of actual time travel, like I'm gonna jump in this machine and go back 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Like how does that work?
You'd have to be traveling faster than the speed of light or something like that.
But how would you go back in time? Because to me, okay, so it seems linear. Like time is extremely linear. It's only going in one direction.
To the individual.
To the individual, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, how would you break that? I understand what they did in Interstellar, because you're going at 2 different speeds. So it's like you're still going linearly, but at a different rate.
Well, everyone's going linearly, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So they have their own rate of time.
But the idea of time travel is you break the linear path and then you jump back
Yeah.
to a different time.
Right.
So it's like, I don't see how that works.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right, like-
I'm not like a physicist to be really breaking it down, but like.
Do you see that thing in Arctic? They found some place in the Arctic where time's traveling backwards. I don't know if that's clickbait. I just read
I
the
don't know. I
title.
didn't see that.
Okay, so
Probably
it was like all over on these like tech feeds. They're like, they found this place in the Arctic that like shows that time is reversing in the Arctic.
Okay, I think that's just the headline.
Okay, yeah. Maybe it's
Like,
like, and you delve into it, it's like the loosest possible case
Yeah,
of it,
yeah.
and they're just like jumping to that scenario.
I think everyone on this planet would experience the same time. It's nothing different. Like,
Yeah,
it
totally.
wouldn't
Yeah,
be
exactly.
different
Yeah,
different
yeah, yeah.
days.
Yeah, because yeah, I agree with you. But so okay, in terms of in the show, they went back in time and well, all right, so let's just get this out of the way. So I don't think time travel is possible. You say it's theoretically possible, we just haven't figured it out yet.
I don't think it can ever be done.
Oh, so that's not possible.
Theoretically, it could work if you can go travel travel at the speed of light, but you can't travel at the speed of light. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you're saying. So like if you could somehow figure out how to do it, it would be possible, but with our limited technology right now, it's not possible.
I don't think that's ever going to be possible.
Okay, so then we're in agreement.
Yeah,
You
we're
can't-
both in agreement.
Yeah, you can't actually.
I'm just saying,
like the theory of how it would work is sound.
yeah.
Like there's somebody who figured out the theory of it, but it's like to actually achieve that state's impossible.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm in agreement here. I don't think it's possible to travel back in time.
Yeah.
But okay, let's say you did travel back in time.
Okay.
So the show was about putting things in place and seeing how they manifest later on.
Yeah. Well, the show is trying to like stop an event from happening, like the end of the world event kind of thing.
Okay, makes sense. That's very common. Yeah.
Yeah. And like this is getting spoilery, I guess, but I liked it because it diverges into like two timelines or like two universes, I guess you can say, like of different timelines of what possibles of happening.
Okay.
But that happened because of something that happened in the original world. That's what they would call it. Like you find out at the end of season 3 or in season 3 that these two breakoffs of time happened because something happened in the original world. So in order for this time or this world to exist or not exist anymore, you have to prevent that thing from happening in the original world.
Okay.
Which means that they would not exist anymore.
So it's sort of like the sequence of events. You have to disrupt that sequence of events to change. So their whole idea is they're just trying to disrupt the sequence of events. Okay. So there's that theory of like, I would say that's like the butterfly effect theory, right? So it's like you change something in the past and then the future will have shifted.
Yeah.
Right. But then what about like, I think it was in the MCU where no matter what they did, it always ended up in the same spot.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, so which one of those is correct? Do you think
this was that's why there's so many like ways to tell time stories, right?
Okay.
That's why it's always intrigued me. Like, how do you solve your solution?
Right. You know the story of Oedipus? Like everyone talks about like Oedipus is like he like married his mother, killed his father.
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually about fate. It's not actually about that what we think it is about.
Mm-hmm.
So like he was foretold that he was going to do these things, so he ran away, and then like in running away he meets this person, kills that person, they meet somebody and falls in love and then like marries them. But it turned out it was his mother and his father. So like you can't actually escape. So the whole idea is that you can't escape what it is that has been set out in your future.
Yeah.
So that's more like the MCU style.
Yeah.
You know, and then like butterfly effect is like you can change things in your past.
Well, in their like in order to stop, because both of their new worlds, I guess the two new worlds were like not the world they want to live in.
Okay.
So in order to prevent that world, they found out that there was, or someone had found out that this two worlds exist because of something that happened in the original.
Right.
So they had to stop that one.
So what do you think is more plausible? Do you think it's more plausible that if you change something in the past, it will affect the future? Or do you think it's like no matter what, it will always turn out the way?
No, I think they talked about it in MCU, didn't they? It's like creating other multi-universes. Like if he didn't put it back, it would just generate so many different lines.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah, I
that's
see what you're
kind
saying.
of what this was about. Was like there was something that happened that created different timelines that they had to come back to original, not prevent that from happening.
Right. Right, totally. Yeah. Yeah. So
So
it's
it's
like
same.
so it no, but in the MCU one, you're creating multiple realities,
Yeah,
right? So but that's not.
but they had to come back and replace it at those times. That's what they were saying in order to keep the same timeline.
Oh. Okay. Okay. I see what you're saying.
I think that was when Hulk was talking to that.
But okay. So
lady.
so then. But then with the show, what it's saying is that it's keeping the same timeline no matter what. It's not creating multiple universes.
Yeah.
So do you think what seems more plausible to you, that we're gonna keep the same timeline or you're gonna have multi universes?
I don't know. It's a complicated question.
Like, because I wonder about that. Like, it makes sense that you'd have multiple timelines.
yeah. Even in it just reminds me of Community, the show.
Mm.
When they were playing a dice game that gives you 6 different timeline possibilities of happening right now. Remember that?
Oh no, I didn't watch that.
Like there,
but
yeah, it was like I
But
think
that
it was
makes that's a
Abbott.
great way
Abbott
to.
is like when you flip the dice, it's like, oh, we don't want to do that because you're going to create 6 timelines right now, or like 6
Interesting. That's like MCU.
different worlds.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Totally. So I wrote this article before about like, yeah, multiple universes, but they always, it's like probabilities. So like, yeah, you have 6 different probabilities, but they always end up in the same line. Like the key events always happen the same. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like the small things will change, but ultimately the big things will always stay the same.
Like, where are you getting that from?
So no, I'm just making that up.
oh yeah,
No, because I'm trying to like logically think it through, like how would it work? I mean, this is really just like a thought experiment because ultimately we both agree that you can't travel back in time. So we're just like poking holes.
I
in,
guess,
like,
but then
movie stuff.
we're delving into multiple universes, right? So then, or those multiple universe timelines, for instance, like, do they exist?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say yeah, but you'd never know.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what I'm
like,
saying.
yeah, because we're living in this timeline, so it's like, yeah, they probably do exist, but also at the same time,
How would you know that?
Yeah.
If they do or not. Yeah.
actually, that makes total sense that you would have multiple iterations of yourself that, like, instead of going left, you went right, and then
Yeah.
like you became that person.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
I don't know. We don't
But
know.
then that brings into question like nature versus nurture, and then like, are you really who you are?
Well, this is like,
know?
yeah, these are the reasons why I like the timeline shows, because it's like
Right.
it creates. I don't know. That's kind of science fiction that I like.
Right. Yeah, totally. Because it's more open to possibilities.
Yeah.
And it really pokes holes in like our concepts of who we are. You know?
or what you could possibly be. or not
Yeah.
be.
But I don't know. Like, I guess we'd never know. Yeah.
I don't think you can ever find that out, but it's just like that's the thing I can remember from like childhood, like always liking these timeline ones, just
Mm.
because it gives you like, I guess it's more like you could be whoever you want, but it depends on like your mindset in that timeline, I guess. But it's like you could change that.
Right. But ultimately, it goes back to like life is just a story we tell ourselves, because it's like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, you're
yeah.
like you could be whoever you want. It's like, yeah, but you could also do that right now in this moment. You're just like, I'm
No,
gonna
that's what I'm
choose to
saying.
be. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, it gives you more opportunity to flesh out the idea of yourself because it's not a direct path.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. That's cool.
I don't know. Yeah, there's something that intrigued me about them always.
Did you ever see Butterfly Effect, the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember much of it.
I
but
don't
yeah.
remember much.
I think I
either.
liked it a lot. So
Who's Ashton Kutcher? in
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
there was like so
Yeah.
many versions, like so many ones out there that are like not that good of a movie, but they try to hit the time.
It's weird though. Like I used to like them, but like those things always gave me a headache and also scared me because it's like, oh my god, what if I wasn't in this timeline that I'm in now? Like, what if I did go back in time and then like my entire history changes? That's like when people say like if you could change one thing from your past, what would it be? You ever hear that question? And then like I'm always like nothing, because then I wouldn't be where I am now.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because you don't know. Like if you change that, I don't know what I'm gonna be like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't answer that question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like Dark really gets into, like, it really explains like who all these characters are and why. Because some of them, they introduce them, you don't know who they are, and it explained it in the last season, like how they're connected to all these other characters. So, but in the end result, those both worlds don't need to exist.
So going into like Fate, then it's like, if it's true that if you change something in your past, then it'll change your future.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically the definition of fate, right? Because it's cause and effect.
Yeah.
But like people get in, so like how can you watch those things and believe in those things? Like, oh, I can change my past, change my future, and not believe in fate. You know?
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to be a determinist.
Yeah.
You know?
They, I think in season 1 and 2, they kept really talking about like we have to leave it as it is going, like in the same path. We can't change it.
Oh, really? Why?
Something like that. I guess it was the fate thing. Or maybe it
like
was,
they didn't want to change it. Or?
No, it's not like that. I think even saying that is triggering them to do something that is causing the same thing that was supposed to already happen.
Oh, okay.
Right, you're trying to change it, but that was what you were meant to do.
Yeah, totally, yeah. Oh, but that's the MCU thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. It gets really, like when you go into like 3 different seasons of it, because you really have to think about all the characters and like where they are in those timelines and where can you break it. And that's why it's really tough to, like, you really have to have something set up and planned out,
like the story, you mean? Yeah.
And then like you can really tell a good one. If you do it like on the fly, like you're gonna mess it up a lot.
The movie we watched yesterday, The Disaster Artist.
Yeah.
It really like what you're saying. It like made me think of that. It's like you really have to plan out these movies really well, and then like when you watch how a movie's being made, it's really like no different than like when we used to make them as kids, you know, the Wob, like all right, lights, all right, let's film this scene, let's keep getting the scene correct until we can like it's a usable scene, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think like that's why it doesn't, like, normally movies that fail are the ones
that go too off script.
Or like not everything is set in stone.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
Sometimes you have to get the actor and the script's not done yet.
You know what's interesting about that? Like when you said that, like yeah, totally, I agree with you. But like Quentin Tarantino, he does that where it's like, this is the script.
Yeah.
Like we are keeping this.
Yeah.
You got to say this. Yeah. Like this is what you're doing. You know.
Like there's some like those are movies. Yeah. Like there are ad lib type of movies that you can add here and there, but like they have a script too. Totally. But like in generally, like these, sometimes what happens is, oh, this guy's only available during this time, this actor. So we have to do it, but our script's not fully done yet.
Right.
But you know, he's already on board. So we start off from the beginning. You don't have the end script yet, so sometimes those don't work out.
That's so weird because like if you watch like interviews on like, you know, that kind of stuff, it's like a lot of hold on one second. Boom. All right. So you probably noticed a little cut there. Got a little bit interrupted, but we're back. So anyways, it's interesting. I was gonna say how when movies are made, or like you get the green light for a movie, it's really just like pitching. You know, they don't have the full idea yet. Because I was watching like a lot of interviews about it. It's like, oh, do you have any movie ideas? And then they'll be like, oh, this is my idea. You know, but it's like you don't have the script written. You just have like a general idea, and then you got to go back and write the script. You know.
Yeah, it's just how you pitch it sometimes.
But a lot of people though, like, so the really good ones, like they'll have scripts already written. They won't like pitch it and then write the script. It'll be like already written. Yeah. So like Quentin Tarantino, he's had like scripts written for like years and years ago. Like he had Kill Bill written like 10 years before it was filmed or something like that. Yeah. Really fascinating. And like Superbad, I was watching Seth Rogen talk about that, and he was saying that like Superbad was written when they were like 25, but it didn't get made until they were like 30 something.
Yeah, sometimes you just you just
like sit on it.
Yeah, you're looking for the right actors, you're looking for like the right budget, so sometimes it just
But
you
it's
have to wait.
it's weird to think about it. It's like to be a movie producer or like script writer and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really like being like an author or like a musician.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you kind of just like write this thing, you get a bunch of money for it, you hope that money lasts, and then you got to write your next thing. I'm talking about like the business cycle of it all.
Yeah,
It's very like you know what I'm saying? It's very weird to think about. It's like you look at these people, like we look at ourselves as like, okay, I get like a salary, right?
Mhm.
But they don't get a salary. It's like risk reward, you know?
Yeah.
So they get a huge payout, but at the same time it's like, how frequent are those payouts?
yeah.
You know? And that's why a lot of actors, I was this is like totally diverging from our fate topic, but or our butterfly
Oh.
effect topic. But like he was saying that a lot of these actors, like I think it was Nick Cannon, he was saying how like these actors that you see in these shows, then you see them as like waiters, and you're like, but I thought you were on the show. But it's like, no, I got that money for that one amount of time, but it's not going to sustain me for life,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But like we have this perception, if you like you get on a show, you made it, you have millions and millions of dollars, which is not true, you know.
No, yeah.
Yeah, fascinating, right?
Yeah.
Like even like Tara's friend, like becoming a naturopathic doctor, but he's on Seventh Heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's one of her classmates.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you're like, oh, you're doing this now, but like you were an actor. You were like a famous actor before, you know?
Mm-hmm. Depends on what your passion is, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's also
But it doesn't always work because that,
But-
even in that world, it's like a lot of actors are
unemployed and stuff. Yeah,
or waitresses and stuff.
Yeah,
waiting
totally,
to
yeah.
get their next gig.
but I wonder like, because Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking about this. We don't glorify our scientists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everybody wants to be like a movie star or like all this, but it's like
Mm-hmm.
you don't really like. Nobody wants to be like the inventor of something. I mean, some do, but you know, the general populace just wants to be rich and famous. But it's like you're not building anything.
Yeah, because you see it on screen, right?
That's what I mean. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's like programming. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But you know, it's weird too, like how in different parts of the world, people don't really like cultures are so different. Like because we're in North America, we like think that our way is the correct way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But then like I'm watching Max Holloway's vlogs, and they were in like Japan, and not many people knew who he was, right? Because it's not as popular there,
Yeah.
right? Or like when Dave Chappelle went to South Africa, because he's like, I need to escape all this, and it's like we quickly get caught up in our own like societal narrative.
Yeah.
You know, weird, eh? Like weird to think about.
Yeah, it makes sense. I don't know, like whenever. That's why I don't like when they say like the world's best. Is he really the world's best?
Yes,
That's
yes,
what I always got.
that's so true. That's so true. Yeah, totally. Yeah. I agree with you. Yeah. It's like from this set parameters within this context.
Yeah.
You know?
There are parts of the world nobody knows who you are. So
Yeah,
that's why.
yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like,
Yeah. Like the Academy Award winner is this guy, best actor of the year, but it's like, you know, like so it's sort of like it reminds me of Parasite, when Parasite won, and like when you watch Parasite, you're like, okay, this is a standard Asian movie.
Mhm.
You know, like I wasn't like when I watched it, I was like, it's an amazing movie, but I was like, I've seen a lot of Asian movies that are just as good as this, like the man from Nowhere.
Yeah.
Where's that?
The one with the knife.
Yeah, the one with the knife. That
Yeah.
was an amazing movie. If you want to watch that, check out The Man from. I think it's called The Man from Nowhere.
Yeah, but I can see that how those are good movies. I can see how that wouldn't be in
An Oscar. Yeah.
kind of thing.
But I mean, like, it was like, but do you get what I mean when I say it's like
Yeah,
an
yeah.
Asian movie? Like you
Yeah.
see it, and it's like the way they have the comedy, the way they have like the sentiments,
Yeah.
like it's very like anime-ish,
Yeah.
you know. But like,
yeah.
right? You know what I mean? But like, I wouldn't say it was like the greatest movie. It seems more novel, you know.
Mhm.
But also, there's politics that go behind the scenes of like
Yeah.
why it won, you know, diversity and all that.
Yeah. That's
Like,
there. I mean,
right, you know,
I've been
like-
liking a lot of Korean movies over the past few years.
Yeah, they're like, it's such an untapped market. What I think is like very interesting is like the internet now allows for like niche things to be found, and then you can really cultivate who it is you are if you're willing to look into it. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, if you look at the way we decorate our side of the apartment, it looks very weird, right? But it's very like novel to the Western mind, right? Like with like this like neo-punk anime stuff. We got a sword on the wall, kunais from like Naruto. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. But like you go around here and it's like it's pretty common. But like then you put that same setting in a different area. Like when I go back to Port Union, I'm like, oh, this is like so uncommonly like kind of odd here. You know, I feel more like out of place because like different subsects have different cultures, but they don't really intermingle in a way that's like they know about each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like subgenres of like culture.
Yeah.
Subculture. That's what it is.
Yeah, subculture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the beauty of the internet.
Yeah, it helps a lot of people that don't find similarities around them, but they can find a group
online. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Even like with this Twitch thing or like deep diving Reddit, you know, like there's like crazy subcultures on Reddit.
Oh yeah. It's some interesting stuff out there.
Yeah. So yeah, fascinating.
There's something there for everyone.
But I feel like it's almost sad in a way that not everyone, like I feel like people who feel like alone or like misunderstood, they just need to get online. You know what I mean? Like just like start searching for your people, man. Like it's different now.
Well, I think that's what they're doing, right? A lot of them do that. So.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's a positive thing, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So you're almost our last thing. So you're almost done the game. Where'd you hit?
Huh?
Where'd you hit Last of Us?
Where do I hit? I think I'm almost. This
game's been taking you forever, bro.
Well, I haven't played it for like 2 weeks or something.
True. I mean, like
I just got back on it yesterday.
I'm not even close to beating Final Fantasy VII still. I haven't moved since like chapter 13 or whatever when I left off.
So like I'm almost. I think. I don't know.
Do you find it difficult when you like stop and start?
Trying to remember the buttons.
Yeah, that's the worst, right? Especially when you like play different games and then you're like, this game, you start using buttons from a different game. Yeah, it sucks. But you still like it? Are you still gonna give it a high score?
I will wait till the end.
Okay. You're waiting for that plot twist that everyone keeps talking about in the game. How everyone gets mad at the end.
We'll wait till the end.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And maybe we'll give it another try. We'll see.
Yeah. It is a longer game than the first one, but
so like substantially longer? Or?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, really? Damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
I do you prefer like the short game or the long game?
As long as it can keep my attention, I guess that's the main thing. If it can keep my attention, sometimes the issues with long games, it gets boring, right? Because if it becomes repetitive.
That's true. Yeah.
And then that's not a good thing. But if it's a short game but keeps my attention and gives me a good story, yeah, those are good too.
I just feel like the shorter the game with like a quality over quantity, you know. Yeah. I find that like these shorter story games they usually pack a better punch. I don't know. Like Witcher, you know, when you were playing that took you forever too because it's so long, right? Like 100+ hours or something.
Yeah, but like I also stopped it for like years of playing it. You can finish it if you just play that game, right?
True.
People do tend to put in like hours of time.
Are you? Do you hear anything about Ghost of Tsushima?
The reviews or
no? Like, is it super long or is it like a Witcher style?
It's an open world type of game, right? So those are expected to be long.
Dang.
I will be getting that game as soon as I finish Last of Us.
Yeah.
I'll stream that one on Socratic Gamers.
Cool. Yeah. I like the concept of like the samurai-ness of it, but like when you hear that the game is so long, it gets so daunting. I'm just like, I don't really want to jump in it.
It was something that I want. I like. Well, everyone's praising the graphic, the colors, and all that. So I do want to see that. And story wise, I mean, I think we all should know what the ending would be, since it's like somewhat of a true story.
Hmm.
The events, at least, not the story in the game, but the events around it. Uh, I'm excited to play it,
Cool. And it's
and
this.
it's the final one for PS4, so
Oh, so okay, so this is
final like exclusive.
so this is one of those ones where it's like you get to see the full power of the video game. So if this one is trash, then it's like we know that there's so much more to come. I'm talking like visually
Yeah,
because
but
we're gonna be pushing the power of the PS4. PS4.
Oh, at the end, yeah, at the end, yeah. I mean, that's what Last of Us did. I think they were the higher. Like they showed off what the PS4.
But see,
could do.
okay, you haven't played Final Fantasy 7 yet, yo. I think we need to play it because, like, when I watched The Last of Us, I was like, okay, this is good. It seems like a upgrade from Last of Us 1, you know.
Okay.
But like the grandeur of Final Fantasy 7 is very impressive. Like the graphics in it are very like encompassing. Like you feel like you're in that world, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have to play it and see. But at the moment, like from what I've played, I think Last of Us is the topmost right now.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see what you think when you play Final Fantasy 7.
Like it would have been, they were saying like they focused in Ghost of Tsushima, they focused on the environment
Okay, yeah.
because it's Japan, right? They wanted to get the islands, the vibe of that island kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's what everyone's saying that they hit. So
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so we'll check that out. You can watch Fish play it. Maybe we should play that. Not that one because that's too long. But maybe we should play like if we try Last of Us 2 again, and then like we really give it a shot, and if it's trash, like the second time around, you said it's boring.
Yeah,
Maybe-
yeah, because it's really, I don't know, it's difficult to go through it again. It's just I've been through, like it's not.
Yeah, because you lived in the world.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you when you played it, like you lived in it. You know, you're like checking
Yeah.
things out. You're like, what is this over
Yeah.
here? You know.
Like
But-
I'll go back in some parts of it just to like try to platinum it
Mhm.
later on.
But in terms of the story, you're kind of.
But
like,
in terms of the story, I got the story, or I'm almost done it. But yeah,
yeah.
many
But
hours of it.
but that's why I think we should try Final Fantasy 7. Like even for me, I'm like I still think it's just because they put so much into the game
Yeah.
that's relevant to today's time. That's like fascinating to me,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah.
But like Last of Us is more of like a like I feel like Final Fantasy 7 is like it's like a statement, whereas like
Mhm.
Last of Us is like an adventure. Do you get what I mean? Like they're
Yeah.
trying to put a lot of like political subcontext into Final Fantasy 7.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm getting super stoked to play it right now because I'm like, no, I just want to get your opinion. Like, we should stream that, man. Like, I think you would have like something. You'll notice exactly what I noticed. Where like they're just saying some craziness about the world, and then like
Okay.
you're like, why did you just like? It'll be like in the middle of like an adventure part. They're like, get to this part, and they stop and they just talk about something, and you're like, oh, this is like heavy duty, like societal dissection right now. You're like really doing a social commentary,
Mm-hmm.
and then they'll just continue on with the game, and you're like, wait, why did you do that? You know what I mean? It's like one of those, you know. So I mean, it's like a political statement.
Right.
But like Last of Us, you said doesn't really do that.
Like what in political statements?
Yeah, or like it doesn't go beyond like that's what I mean. Like Final Fantasy 7, the original and this one feel like timeless because they're really like trying to hit on themes that will last forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But like Last of Us is more like an adventure game where it's like I just want to play the story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Would you agree? I haven't played Last of Us 2.
Well, yeah. I mean, it is a story that you're going through linearly, trying to like complete basically.
And it doesn't really jump outside of like sort of social context.
Politically, not so much. No, it's just I think there's a lesson in it that they're trying to show. I think.
Okay. I'll wait till you beat the game and then I'll ask you about the lesson because like I don't know if I'm gonna.
I'm
play
not
this
sure if
one.
I mentioned in the other one, but I think, like when we first talked about it, but I think, well, we'll talk about it. Yeah, once I'm done.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. So hopefully you finish that soon, and maybe we'll skip trying to play Last of Us 2. We'll just go straight to
Ghost.
7 or
Oh,
Ghost. Yeah.
or
No, I meant
7.
like a dual one where.
Oh
Or we
yeah,
can
yeah,
try and
yeah,
play
yeah.
one
Okay,
together.
okay. Like you played but what like wasn't God of War long?
Yeah, that was kind of long,
Yeah.
but it was like
That one kept my attention. Like somehow,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but I don't know. Maybe I'm much more like I've been into like God of War story from like the beginning.
Right. No, but it caught my attention too. Like it was a well made game.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's something about like Last of Us when you were playing it. I was like,
Well, it's
I've been there.
yeah. It is. It
You know what I mean? Like I've been in
like,
that world.
you really don't need a second game, but like
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Yeah.
No offense, Naughty Dog. I love your stuff. Like Uncharted, for me, like I miss that.
yeah,
you
I think
know?
that made sense. And there was something
Like
in
heists,
Uncharted,
you know?
and they had like a fully complete the story, right? They completed the story.
Yeah,
kind of
you had
thing.
like a kid. They had a great
Yeah.
like ending to it.
But like God of War, I think because it was more like mythology. Like that's the stuff that I also like. So it's like
Okay. Yeah. I see
something to
your
learn
point.
as well. It's not like it's teaching me something too.
Right.
Like this world is not teaching me anything other than just the end of the world.
That's
I
what
gotcha.
that's what I'm saying. Exactly, that's what I mean. That's what I was like when you were playing it, I was like, do I really want to be in this world right now? Like it seems kind of
We're already
negative.
at the end of the world
Yeah,
right
and
now.
especially with COVID, you're kind of like I'm already stuck
Yeah.
in like what I have to like I cannot do. So to like
Yeah.
force feed me a video game where I'm also stuck in a world where I'm like trapped
Yeah.
with like chaos. You don't really want that
Like
right now.
yeah, it's just you're just gonna feel bad.
Yeah, you're gonna feel like doubly bad. You're
Yeah.
already feeling bad about COVID, and now you're gonna feel bad about like the future
Yeah.
because of this video game. Okay, I see your point. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm excited for PS5 and
Well, we'll see those price points though. Like
we're waiting on the price points. But I heard that like the rumors were they have increased the number of production, like making PS4s that they're gonna make.
They're gonna make more PS4s.
Yeah, than they originally.
Oh, okay.
Or like I think they were doing like 4 to 5 million or something.
Is it because they were thinking they're like, we might have another issue with like PS3, like when PS3 they ended up cannibalizing their own product when PS4 came out because people
No.
were still buying PS3s.
No, it's not that. It was
Oh.
well when no, they saw there was an uptick in people wanting it.
Oh, really? PS4s?
PS5.
Oh,
That's why they're increasing the amount of like on launch it was going to be about like 4 to 5 million units. They're making 10 million units.
wait. No, wait. You said you're saying PS4.
Oh, I meant like PS5.
Okay,
The
they
units,
upped the production
they
of
upped
PS5.
the production
Oh, you
units.
said up the production of PS4. So I was like, oh yeah,
Oh,
Are
I
they,
meant,
like,
I meant
planning
PS5.
for-
Yeah, PS5. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, yeah, she has a hard time drinking water.
Oh, she's like.
It's up her nose right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can hear that on the podcast, it's Athena drinking water and having a hard time.
Hiccups or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right, cool. So, yeah, we'll hopefully hit up that soon. Final Fantasy 7. And be sure to check out Vish playing Ghost of Tsushima. Coming this week? Next week?
Maybe
when
next
is the
week
game?
if I finish it this week.
No, when does the game come out?
It's already out.
Ghost of Tsushima?
It's out.
Oh, dang, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that's why I haven't finished. I had to finish this one first.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's why you jumped back in because you're like,
Yeah.
I gotta finish this before I get to the. All right, true. I get you. All right. So hopefully, let's all give Vish our energy to beat this game so you can play some Ghost of Tsushima. All right, till next time, pick up some teas and or accessories on
Hopefully
Zenro.
tonight. Hopefully tonight. Just
Tonight.
just
All right, cool.
If I can get this
You're
done
putting
right
the
now.
pact in. He's saying tonight. Tonight's the night that he beats it. Yeah. All right. So use SG Podcast. No, sorry. Use code Socrates. We changed it. But SG Podcast still works. Use code Socrates for 20% off select items. and pick up tees and or accessories on zenrealclothingco.com or check out the free Zenreal Radio. Till next time, take it easy, Vish.
Peace.
Bye.